Well, hello, hello. This is Rosa, RCG Creations. How are you doing? Hey, hey, hey. Okay, we're going to make a really, really simple dinner. And I'm prepping it now before I go to work. I've got an hour, and I'm going to prep it so that way I'm going to prep it, put it in a baggie, and then hubby can cook it when he gets home because he gets home 2 hours before me. What this is going to be is it's going to be sausage and cabbage. So this is the cabbage, and I'll put a link to the other recipe that I did. I had bought 2 cabbages because they were on sale, so I went ahead and bought 2. So what you want to do is when you get rid of all the yucky leaves, okay, so take those off, and this, I don't know if it's just wet, but I'm taking it off because I don't know. I don't know very much about cabbage. I eat it on occasion, but this is not something, a go-to meal. Excuse me, sorry, I still have this stupid cough. But I did go to the doctor yesterday, so I'm hoping I'm on the mend. Okay, so then here you have all the pretty cabbage. Now, you want to just slice it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shred it. I'm not going to shred it, and I'm just going to manually hand slice this. And I'm going to stay with it under my 15 minutes, so I'm going to do this part, then I'll bring you back when I get home from work tonight to do the cooking. And cabbage is one of these meals, and I'm going to show you. I don't know too much about that little blacky stuff down there, so I'm chunking that, because to me it's not worth it, because I don't know. Again, like I said, since I don't know too much about cabbage, I don't know what is really good to use and what is not good to use, except for I do know you never want to use the core. You'll cut that out, and I'll do that when I do my slicing. But let me go ahead and cut part of it right now. But if you get, and I will show you when I get to this, which is why I'm showing you all this part here. I've done a lot of reading on this. So now I'm just slicing. And what's good about this is if you like, or you and your family like, thinner or shorter pieces, go ahead and definitely cut it that way. But if you like the longer ones, cut it that way also. It's totally up to you, because this is the one good thing when you're making your own meals, is you get to do what's best for you and your family. So here's a little piece. See this part right here? This is the center core. You don't want that. See? So I'm going to dispose of that. And then I'm just going to slice it, because this is a small piece. And I'm okay with those slices like that, because remember, when you're cooking it, you're going to cook this in a skillet with some oil. And if you want to, add some onions, which I would love to add some onions, but you know hubby, he don't care for them. So this meal is going to be with no onions. Now here's another part that's got some of the core, so I'm taking that part out. This is one good thing about this, when it's in here now. Normally I would just put this in a skillet, but since I'm not going to cook it till after work tonight, I'm going to put this in this baggie. And I'm going to store it there. That's a hard piece of core. This is another hard piece of core. You can actually see and tell where the hard pieces of the core are at. And this I'm just going to slice to smaller bite-sized pieces. And you basically, you put a little bit of oil in your skillet. Then you're going to, and I'm going to do it this way because I want the smaller pieces. You put oil in the skillet, turn your heat on, add your cabbage. Well, actually, I personally would add my sausage, and you can use any sausage. We have some Akish smoked sausage is what we're going to use. And you're going to just slice that into slices, the sausage, and then you add it in there. So I would cook my sausage first, just to make sure, because it is raw meat, and you want to make sure it's cooked. That's just me. You do it how you want to do it. And then you're going to, about when it's halfway cooked, when the sausage is halfway cooked, that's when you're going to add your cabbage. Okay. And I see a little core, so I'm going to dispose of that. This is good. I see a little core right here. I'm disposing of that. Anything that's hard, it's going to take it harder to cook. And to me, this is what I consider the core. If any of you know more than that, please post a comment and let me know. Because like I just started in the beginning, I don't know too much about cabbage. And on all these little bits and pieces are going to go in my baggie. Okay. So I'm going to continue with the rest of this. And I'm not gonna record all that because there's no sense in it. Everybody knows how to do some slicing. Or if you don't, you just saw me do it. Okay, for those who are totally new to cooking and baking. So here's my sausage. You know, and actually, since this is all totally sealed, never opened, this foil is good. Frugal Rosa would keep it. Oh, this coughing is just killing my butt. But I'm hoping it's on the mend. It's only been 36 days that I've been coughing like this, day and night. And since I'm going to use this whole cabbage, I'm okay by cross-contamination. I'm going to put this in my baggie because I'm going to throw all that away. I'm not going to save it. But for those of you who are really wanting to watch your pennies, save that foil. Use it for something else. I just want to show you. I want to angle my sausage because I want it to look pretty. And I'm going to cut it thin. Okay? And let me show you. See how thin I'm doing it? This is just me. Just because I'm doing it. And I'm going to put this in a separate baggie. Yeah, I got myself some extra baggies here. Okay, that one's got some crumbs. Sometimes when I just have like cookies, I'll save the baggie, but I usually wash them. That one didn't get washed, so. I'm going to put my extra sausage in here. Because again, like I said, I'm not going to be cooking this till I get home from work tonight. Okay, so, but I just wanted to show you for right now. Okay. That I'm just slicing and see how I'm doing both at the same time. And I'm just slicing at an angle. And I can see a couple of those are kind of on the thick side. See that? That's kind of on the thick side, so be very, very careful when you're doing this. I'm going to cut this in half. Because if you want it all to cook evenly, you want all the slices to be the same thickness. So if you get any, just be very, very careful when you're slicing it, especially if you're using a very sharp knife. So I got to pay more attention to how I'm slicing. Now, if you wanted to, for extra flavor, I would put a little bit of oil in here, just a little bit of vegetable oil, with some seasonings, and let this marinate all day long while I'm at work, and then put it in your skillet when you get ready to cook it. That's just going to bring some extra flavor, so I'm going to go ahead and add some vegetable oil. I'm going to add just a little bit of red pepper flakes, salt and pepper, and some garlic powder and onion powder. Because hubby he doesn't like raw onions, even when they're cooked. He don't, if you see an onion, he's pretty much done. And I'm trying to keep all my slices the same length. Okay. And if you get any pieces that didn't go all the way through, just pull it apart because you want each piece separately. Okay, so now when you get to the end, you'll just have to go a little bit at a time. You won't be able to do the two at a time. Alrighty, so this is this first phase. And I'll bring you back when we get to the next phase, but I am going to go ahead and put some vegetable oil in here with some garlic powder, some onion powder, and a little bit of red pepper flakes, and then seal the bag, and I'm going to make sure all of it gets mixed up. Then I'm going to leave it in the fridge with my sliced cabbage, and then all you're going to do is oil in the skillet, and cook your sausage. When it's just about halfway done, like when you get ready to flip it on the other side, that's when you want to add your cabbage. You might want to add just a little bit of oil, but you may not, because if your sausage produces oil, you may not want it anymore. Okay? Then saute it until the cabbage is nice and soft and the sausage is cooked, and then that is done. That's an easy meal, and you've got your vegetable and you got your meat. You don't need anything else unless you want to make something extra. But I'm also going to be making a fruit cobbler for supper. That's going to be in a separate video because I know that's definitely going to be over 15 minutes. Okay, so we'll bring you back. Well, hello, this is Rosa, Azure Kreations. How you doing? I'm bringing to you a skillet dish. So here's my skillet. I don't have nothing in it yet, because what we're going to be making is, I sauteed some sliced sausage with vegetable oil. No, it was avocado oil. And garlic pepper, garlic powder, not onion pepper, garlic pepper. Onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of the red chili peppers to make it just a little bit on the spicy side. So let me turn my oven on. Turn that baby down. We don't need it too high. I did it this morning. I prepped it this morning, so it's sauteed and simmered in this bag of oil with all the goodiness. See that? Let me just squeeze all this extra oil out, because I'm going to do a little taste test. Good flavor. You can taste the onion. You can taste the garlic. I just want to take off all the oil. And yeah, this is a used bag. I froze some red onions, but they were frozen, so it didn't do anything, and I washed the inside out. I reuse my bags. When it's something simple like that, no, because that's got oil in it, it's got to go in the trash now. Let me get a little bit of soap and wash my hands. Let me get a spoon. I'm going to use actually my spatula. Okay, the heat is on, and I want to make sure I coat the entire pan with the oil. I don't want nothing to burn. But look at that. You can see that? You can see the seasonings, the red chili peppers. You can definitely smell the garlic and the onion. So we're going to coat this and cook one side of this sausage, not totally all the way through, but almost all the way, because we're going to add our shredded cabbage to this. So we're going to have for our dinner shredded cabbage and sausage. So I'm going to let that simmer. I'm going to let it come naturally to a simmer. Okay, and I'll bring you back. Now I went ahead and cut up this whole bag of cabbage, and as you can see, this was a recycled bag, but inside my recycled bag, this was for some homemade cinnamon rolls. I'll put a link in my video to that. But the thing is, I covered the cinnamon rolls so they were covered in plastic, so they never touched the bag. So this bag was totally fine. I didn't like it to reuse it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here. So this starts to simmer. Let me turn it up just a tad, because I don't hear no sizzlings. Okay, now it's starting to sizzle. Okay, so we'll bring you back. All I'm going to do next is, when this is almost cooked, I'm going to add my cabbage to this. I might need to add a little bit of oil, but I don't think so, because this is sausage and there's already a bunch of oil. See the bottom of it? See how there's a bunch of oil there? I don't think I'm going to need it, because all I'm going to do is put about half the bag of my cabbage in there. Then I'm going to toss it, put my lid on top. I'm going to let it simmer until my sausage is cooked on both sides and the cabbage is softened. Then we're done. We get to go eat. Okay, so we'll bring you back. I can hear it starting to sizzle. Okay, we are back. sausage. I flipped it already once. Now I'm going to add my cabbage. And don't forget your cabbage, add extra because it's going to shrink as it cooks. Not a whole lot, but it will shrink. So you want to make sure you have equal portions of cabbage with sausage. Or, you know, if you want more sausage, do less cabbage. If you want more cabbage, do more cabbage. Totally up to you. But I do know that you want to start off, that's a hardcore, don't want that. You want to start, I'm already spilling. Okay, that's not a core, that's just part of the cabbage. You want to make sure you stir it all and make sure all of the cabbage gets coated before you put your lid on. I watched my friend do this. So, okay, I think that's enough cabbage. And I'm going to put that in the fridge. And we'll make another dish another day. And I think that's, yeah, that's a core. Another core. I didn't do very good in taking out the cores. I thought I did. But now that I'm in the bright light, instead of I was on my kitchen table, I could see the cores. But I didn't do too bad. Only 2 of them, 2 pieces. Because the core, you can, of course you can eat it and keep it. But they don't tend to get as soft as the rest of the cabbage. Okay. So now I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to throw these 2 pieces away because we don't need them. Don't want them. And then I'm going to turn my heat down just a tad. I'm going to put it down to medium, medium low, medium high, medium low high, if there's such a thing. Because I want it to cook and simmer with the steam of the oil with the cabbage. So we'll bring you back when we do the taste test. Because then we're about done. Okay, we are back. And it's way got too much oil. So I'm going to drain it on a paper towel on a plate. Let it soak. I knew that sausage would create its own oil once it started cooking. And see how far down the cabbage cooked? I could have put a little bit more, but I think I'm okay with this. But I'll have this as a resource tool for the next time that I make this, because I more than likely will make this, because hubby and I both like sausage and we both like cabbage. And I've never made this for both of us. We've eaten it in restaurants and other people's homes, but I've never made it myself. So I'm just going to drain as much. I did put 6 sheets of these paper towels, so it will soak up all the excess oil. And I'm going to try to make sure it soaks up all the extra. And you want to let it rest for at least 2 to 3 minutes. So by the time I get all this out of the skillet and put it in the paper towel lined plate, we should be able to eat. And I've got in the oven a fruit cobbler that I made earlier. That'll be another video because I know it's definitely going to be over my 15 minutes. And you hear that noise? I'm dehydrating some cornbread that I made that we just had too much extra. And cornbread makes it great. Once you dehydrate it, it makes great breadcrumbs. I'm going to mix it with some of my regular breadcrumbs, but I'm going to crumble it up in my mixer, my blender, so they're really fine. And we'll have some, we're not wasting anything, and so we'll have some cornbread breadcrumbs. Which cornbread breadcrumbs are really good to put on fish if you're going to fry it or if you're going to bake it. But I'm trying to stay away from as much, and of course this is fried today. But because of our weight loss program and going to the gym, I am really being cautious, which is one reason why I wanted to make this cabbage, is because it's got so much vegetable, because hubby and I are just not much of vegetable eaters. But we're getting there and learning how to like it and eat it. Ooh. Ooh, that tastes good. Okay, so that's done. I turned the heat off. And I'm going to go get a paper towel. I'm actually going to get 2 of them. And then I'm going to pat the top layer so it soaks up all the extra oil. See that? So the top layer, my bottom layer, is already saturated from all this excess oil. So there is a lot of oil. So I'm just going to pat it. I'm just going to pat it down. Let me see if I can turn it. Oh. Where I am on this little island, didn't give me room so you could see. But see, there it is. I can't move the camera for you to see and see what I'm doing, but all I'm doing is I'm patting the food to get any extra excess oil off of it. Okay, so I think that's pretty darn good. Let's do a taste test. I'm going to put this in the back burner. This is turned off. Put that in the sink because I got the oven on for my cobbler. I've got about, I've only got like 6 minutes. That's pretty good timing. I never get that good. Oh, that looks so good. I wish you could smell it. It smells really good. Okay, so let's do the taste test. Oh, there's my timer. Okay, let's do a quick little taste test. I'm going to take a look at my cobbler, see if it turned out, how good it turned out, if it's ready. So I got some cabbage, got my sausage. There's, because it soaked up a lot of the oil, you can see that a lot of the oil got soaked up. Thumbs up. You can definitely taste the flavoring on it. I'm not going to add any. I can taste a little kick from those red chili peppers. The red pepper flakes. Hubby's going to like that part. There's my, I put big old chunks of onion because I had to have onion with this thing. I just had to. Now the old Rosa, I would have been making flour tortillas to go with this, but no flour tortillas for me because of all the oil. And I must stay on my weight program and continue with my goal. So anyway, we thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and share. And post a comment if you have any good ideas for your cabbage and sausage mixes and your dinner menus. And we'll catch you later. And I'm sweaty. It is so hot in here. You take care now. Bye-bye. We'll catch you in the next video. Oops, sorry about that bump.